I'm Edie Lush. I'm the executive editor of Hub Culture, and it is Davos 2023. Absolutely delighted to be here in the studio with Brynne Kennedy. Thanks very much for coming along.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And we are going to be discussing investing in the future, changing how we eat, produce, and power our world. And you are the co-founder and managing partner of BCP Ventures.
Yes.
So if we think about investing in our future, how does venture capital help to do that?
Yeah, how does it fit in? So it's interesting because for a really long time, venture capital has only been about technology, pure technology, and returns, so money. And now we have this opportunity to invest in innovators of the future to generate a huge outsized return, but also reinvent society for sustainability, efficiency, and health. And that's what we do at BCP. We invest in food, energy, and infrastructure, partner with great innovators with cutting-edge technologies to build the companies of tomorrow. And it's really interesting because there's a little bit of a barrier in the world around this right now. It's very binary. People think you either do good or you generate returns. And we really have to overcome that barrier and replace the or with and. You can invest in the future of sustainability and generate really high returns.
And how do you do that in early stage tech investing?
Well, it's interesting because the markets that we invest in, food, energy, and smart infrastructure, we call it, these are markets worth trillions of dollars that touch billions of people. I mean, literally every single person on the planet eats and consumes power and uses our global infrastructure. So these are actually the largest markets in the world. And so you have the opportunity to really reinvent them for the future. Those will be the biggest companies of tomorrow. So investors like us that can identify those innovations, partner with great entrepreneurs and management teams, join their board and help them grow and scale these companies globally will be the investment winners of tomorrow.
So if you're interested in purpose alongside profit, what do you look for when you're finding your portfolio companies?
Well, first and foremost, we look for an exceptional founder and management team. I mean, it's all about the people in early stage businesses, and that starts with values alignment for profit and purpose. And to be honest with you, it's kind of self-selecting when we're looking for sustainable innovations. But then the second thing that we look for is we look for a product, often a patented product or a really unique technology that gives customers both an economic ROI and an environmental ROI. Because if you just have one or the other, it doesn't really work. We need two wings of a bird to fly, as we like to say at BCP.
So tell me about a couple of the companies that you've invested in that you think are doing particularly exciting work.
Yeah, well, I've got three of them here with us this week at Davos. So I'm here with Alexandra Roche, who's the founder and CEO of Kaban Systems, which is a renewable backup power for critical infrastructure, growing incredibly quickly. We just led their $51 million Series B financing, and we're super excited about them. I'm also here with Blaine Matthew, the CEO of Protexo, and with Tyson Butler, the co-founder and CFO of Elite Measurement. Really interesting company. They actually sell to the oil and gas industry, but sell a patented technology that removes the equivalent, potentially, of more than 1 trillion cars worth of emissions around the world once rolled out globally, and reduces the operating cost for large oil and gas producers. So, you know, that great two wings of the bird, massive climate impact and massive economic impact.
So if you look from this year and then beyond, what excites you about venture capital?
So there's a couple things that excite me. I mean, first and foremost, as we've been talking about, Edie, it super excites me to bring capital to sustainability and bring this big vision that we venture capitalists have. You know, I built a software company before and I've done politics, so I can see that big vision and what we can do by partnering capital and innovation to do good for the world. But the other thing that really excites me is, and this is really cutting edge, and a lot of people here at Davos are talking about the crypto and blockchain economy, but what I'm really excited about is the opportunity to combine Web3 technology and ideas with the real economy. So we've got these big infrastructure projects that require a lot of money to reinvent society. We have an opportunity to tokenize those, to make them liquid investments, to bring new investors into the market And the same thing for venture capital. We have an opportunity to tokenize investments in funds, make it easier for retail investors and people all over the world to invest in their future, to invest in reinventing their own society for sustainability and efficiency. And these are really cutting-edge investment ideas, but I'm super excited about bringing more people into the dialogue and, quite honestly, the impact and returns of investing in sustainable venture capital-backed innovations.
So why come to Davos?
Well, lots of things that we just talked about. You know, a lot of the themes that we're talking about here this week are sustainable energy, energy transition, food security. I don't have any of our food tech portfolio companies with me, but we do a lot there around food security. And a lot of people really trying to come together and say, how do we combine capital, innovation, and legislation to reinvent the future of society? That's why I founded BCP. I was an entrepreneur, I was a banker, and I was a politician. And I said, with my partner, Roger Lang, why don't we put those things together to reinvent the future? That's literally what we're talking about here this week at Davos, and I'm really honored and excited to be here.
Brynne, thanks so much for stopping by the Hub Culture studio here in Davos, and I'm Edie Lush.